film starts in a secret fighting arena. Carter Ford is a tough fighter there, catching the attention of bar owner Frankie. When another fighter named Elwood Dalton steps into the ring, Carter refuses to fight him, causing Dalton win without a match. Later outside, a guy stabs Dalton after losing $500 from the fight. But when he sees that Dalton isn't hurt much, he runs off. Frankie, who owns a bar called the Roadhouse in Glass Key, Florida, finds Dalton and offers him a job as a bouncer. Dalton hesitates at first, but eventually agrees since he doesn't have many other options. He arrives in Glass Key where he meets Charlie, a teenage bookstore owner, and her father Stephen. They give him a free book and guide him to the Roadhouse. There, he meets the employees Billy and Laura before starting his new job. At night, Dalton watches Billy and the staff dealing with rowdy customers. Dell's biker gang arrives, causing even more trouble. He confronts Dell outside and quickly takes control of the situation. He drives them to the hospital, where despite Dr. Ellie's initial scolding, he charms her into treating his injuries. At night, he sleeps on a boat, warned by Frankie about a nearby crocodile. He dreams of his last UFC fight. Meanwhile, Dell and his gang report Dalton's actions to crime boss Ben Brandt on a yacht. He recognizes Dalton as a threat and orders his elimination. After finishing work, Dalton walks home but is ambushed by Dell and his gang in Dell's girlfriend's truck. They try to run him over, causing him to fall off a bridge, but he survives. Upon reaching home, he confronts Dell, leading to a fight in which he knocks Dell into the water. Despite Dalton's efforts to rescue him, the guy becomes the crocodile's prey. Later, Dalton learns about the town's shady dealings from Charlie. When he leaves the bookstore, Brandt's thugs try to take him forcefully, but Dalton fights back, breaking the fingers of one thug with a gun. Brandt, and even Dalton's imprisoned father, Gerald, recognize Dalton's toughness. Gerald calls his toughest guy Knox to deal with Dalton. He is known for his wild personality, arrives in Glass Key after causing trouble in Italy. He tells the bar owner that Gerald hired him, which upsets Brandt and his friends. Dalton and Ellie go on a date on her ex's boat. She admits knowing about his past, which he's kept hidden. Despite his initial hesitation, he stays after Ellie convinces him. Later, Dalton is confronted by Sheriff Big and his corrupt deputies, who insist he leaves town. When he refuses, they attack him until Ellie, the sheriff's daughter, intervenes. She reveals her father's corruption and urges him to leave the forsaken town to protect himself. That night at the Roadhouse, Brandt provokes Dalton about his UFC past. Knox then attacks the staff, prompting the ex-fighter to intervene. Despite Knox being tough, Dalton surprises him by bouncing back after taking a long, heavy beating. Ellie arrives quickly to provide medical assistance. As he gets ready to leave, he sees Sam and Vince, Brandt's men, setting the bookstore on fire. Thankfully, Charlie and Stephen are safe at the hospital. Angry at this fatal attempt, Dalton confronts Vince, who pulls out a gun. He knocks Vince out by hitting his throat, making it hard for him to breathe. While dealing with his body, Dalton meets Mo, who's not as evil as the others in Dell's gang. He tells Dalton about a meeting between Brandt and his friends happening the next morning. Dalton finds a corrupt deputy loading money onto a boat. He smartly knocks him out and places Vince's body next to him to frame him. Scared, the sheriff informs him that Brandt has taken Ellie. Dalton quickly reaches Brandt's yacht and discovers his involvement. Brandt admits to kidnapping Ellie. Dalton detonates the boat he arrived on, causing confusion. Amidst chaos, he defeats the goons and saves Ellie. They escape through a broken window and swim to safety. Sheriff shows up and offers to cover for Dalton as a thank you for rescuing his daughter. Dalton and Ellie share a final moment before he leaves. Frankie, Billy, Laura, and the others start cleaning up the Roadhouse while keeping it open. In the end, Dalton stops by the bookstore to say goodbye to Charlie and Stephen, leaving them the cash bag he took from the deputy. He then boards a bus to his next destination. During the credits, Knox is seen emerging victorious from the hospital. He beats up the doctors and casually walks out wearing nothing but a hospital gown.